I am so excited to finally be bringing you guys the very first episode of my show. I am the Real Clemente, and you are listening to Real Talk with your host, me. I've always wanted a creative outlet to reach people with, to communicate ideas with. I think it's a beautiful thing. The internet is a marvelous, marvelous creation. And I know it's 2017 and every little douchebag has a microphone and is like, hey, listen to me, I'm valid. But you know what sets me apart from them? I don't know, something does. But yeah, bottom line is this opportunity has been given to me by Not a Real Job Productions. It's a wonderful entertainment platform. I really, really, really would like you to support it. NRJ_Productions on Instagram, at NRJ Productions on Twitter and SoundCloud, and Not a Real Job Productions on YouTube. I'm a huge part of it. It's the collective effort of multiple people for free. And we have more stuff coming out down the road, stuff that I'll be involved with, and other people too. So please be a part of it. Please become one of those day one supporters that we look back on and thank, because this has got to be a worthwhile endeavor. It really should, and it could, and it probably will be. So be here for it. If you're listening to this right now, it's probably because you know me and I've promoted this personally to you. So if so, thank you for listening. I do appreciate that. I promoted it to you personally because I value your feedback, and I care about you. And a quick note: if I did promote it to you, it's because I appreciate you. And even though we probably don't keep in contact like we should or like we used to, just know that it's probably because I'm just busy, and I do love your support, and your kind words make my day. So thank you. And if you're a new listener, what's up? Stay tuned, because this is going to be a fun ride. And if you're a listener 10 years from now who's looking back on all the art I've created and have found the starting point, what's up? I hope I'm not being a douchebag celebrity, because I'm sure I could be if the right amount of money went to my head. I'm not invulnerable to that. Give me money. Okay. I wanted to make this first episode special, and I want to talk about something that, a lot of people are kind of dealing with. It's a kind of somber thing. It's something that's been kind of tormenting my life for the last 5 or 6 years now, and I know a lot of other people are going through it and have the same exact feelings about it that I do. And I just I gotta remind myself that it's almost over. It does get better. You should not call it quits. You kind of just gotta push through it and be strong. That thing is college. College is fucking trash. And obviously, let me back it up a little bit. Your personal experiences are gonna differ. I see a lot of people having a good time in college. I'm sure you're having a good time in college. I'm not. I'm not at all. I'm sure it has something to do with the fact that I'm not as involved with my university as some of you guys are, and I'm sure that plays a part in it, like getting involved with whatever the Greek life is or activities are, and just doing something like that. I'm sure that has something to do with it, but no, I just don't have time for that, Like, I kind of fast-tracked myself right out of high school. I'm like, all right, let's just go ahead and get this growing up thing over with. I want to be a grown-ass adult. And I kind of just, skyrocketed into my 30s and just skipped my 18 to 22-year-old party phase. So, I don't know. So it's probably my fault. But I know there's other people out there that feel the same way. College is just not what it was cracked up to be. I mean, I'm probably wrong here, but I think most of us have seen on the movies and television, college. I hate to use Monsters University as an example. No, fuck that. I'm not going to use Monsters University as an example. Yeah, just look up any college movie ever. Where a student moves into college, it's his first day in his dorm. He meets his dorm room buddy or whatever they call it, and it's like, oh yeah, you come here and express yourself, and be whatever you want to be, man. High school is behind you. Life has changed. For the most part, they're right. High school is behind you. I do vividly remember most people saying their biggest gripes about high school was all the controlling the teachers try to do, and I don't need all these schedule blocks, and I want to be able to drive myself to class, skip class, no repercussions, and all that kind of shit. But you can do that. You can do that in college. You have freedom. You can make your own schedule. You can leave whenever you want. You can wear whatever you want. You can eat fast food between class. Like, it's wonderful. It's all those things. But you quickly realize how bad that is. That's not as good as you want it to be. It's good when it's like a forbidden fruit in high school. But once you get that level of control, all you want to do is skip class and sleep. So you have to actually motivate yourself to go to class. And I think that just leads to like the biggest anger with college is like, hey, wow, I have all this freedom, but now I have to actually go to class. Yay. Yeah, no, it's a different thing. Also, quick note, I'm from Massachusetts. I'm from Eastern Massachusetts, about an hour outside of Boston. Maybe it's a New England versus a Southerner thing. I moved down here to the Carolinas and a while ago, and I noticed this as soon as I transferred schools to down here. They got dress codes. I didn't have that where I came from. I came down here after elementary and middle school, and I came down here and they got dress codes here, man. It's weird, and not even like a school uniform kind of dress code. More of just like you have to wear a collared shirt, khaki pants, no logos. And it's weird. And it's like a school full of 2,000 kids has to abide by that. So that was weird to me, but whatever. It might not be weird to, native Southerners. But, you do that, and then you go to college. College doesn't have dress codes. College, you can express yourself however you want. You can be whatever person you want to be. So why is it that everybody dresses the same? I mean, like, hey, I just finished my high school where I had a dress code. I can't wait to go to my university and, express myself creatively and show my inner personality by wearing the same thing everybody else is wearing. I don't know. It's just a fad, but like literally, it's probably, like I said, it's probably the location, and I don't know if this is the same in like California schools or even like Massachusetts universities, because I say Massachusetts because that's where I'm from, and that's like my point of reference here. I don't know if it's like this in other states, but what I'm noticing is, who started the boat shoes trend? Who did that? Because I know it wasn't a dad that started that. Dads have been wearing boat shoes since the dawn of man. Okay? Neanderthals discovered fire, and then the next day they discovered boat shoes without owning a boat. And now it's just like translated over into college where like 18, 19-year-old kids are just like wearing like these boat shoes with their college with their collared shirt like tucked into their khaki pants, and like I guess it's called a dad hat. I'm not really like up to speed on it, but it's like a little like a raggedy looking like lawnmower brand hat that you wear, and you walk around. You're dressed like every dad at a barbecue. I don't get it. Why would you want to look like a dad? You're younger than I am. I don't understand. I mean, I guess it's the trend. I mean, I don't know. It's kind of like wearing another Southern thing that I can reference. It's kind of like wearing camouflage and not actually like hunting. It's kind of just like embracing like, oh, I was born here. Anyway, I mean, I don't know. I don't get it. But I had to get that off my chest early in the show because where the fuck did that come from? Why are all these 18-year-olds dressed like fathers at barbecues? It doesn't make any sense to me, and it doesn't help And it doesn't help my ambition to, associate with other people of my age demographic. It makes me feel fucking old. I'm like a year and a half older than you. It's ridiculous. It's like it's making me feel 30. Like, coincidentally, the guy who feels older than he isn't the one dressed like a fucking dad. What's I don't know. I don't know. What is this podcast even about? What? Yeah, college. That's right. That's where I was. Okay, so I'm at college, right? And I'm seeing, like, I walk down the sidewalk. There's like 20 people on the sidewalk. Literally every single one of them is just neck deep in the most intense text message conversation they could possibly be in. Or at least I assume. Literally everyone's just looking down at their phones. If you're thinking of walking down the sidewalk, take my advice and don't, because it's a safety hazard. Nobody's looking. Nobody's watching where they're going. If you're thinking of longboarding or skateboarding down the sidewalk to get to your next class, you better be ready to wipe out, because Nancy's going to walk in front of you, and she's going to be so deep into her Instagram caption that you're just going to have to either leap over her or run into her, because there's no other way around it. I guess I missed the memo where once you go to college, if you're on the sidewalk, you're either texting or you're not using the sidewalk correctly. Either that or they're just walking way too slow. Like, hey, there's a bench about every block and a half. Just sit on the bench and have your conversation. Get out of my way. I'm sorry. Just get out of the way. But, okay, you get to your class. And you get there early. Let's say it's like a 10 a.m. class. If you're anything like me, and I hope you're not, you don't want to look like you're trying to avoid being called on by sitting in the back row. So you sit in like the second to last row. You're like, hey, I'm back here. I kind of just blend in with the background. That's cool. Let me just get my stuff and get it over with. Teacher closes the door. It's like 10:05, and that long-haired dude walks into class late. Walks right across the front of the room. It doesn't distract anybody, but is just late to his first day. Like he didn't know what time the class started. Teacher goes over the syllabus, and it's the same damn thing every time. And then after they go over the syllabus, they do their favorite thing that new teachers like to do. They do this right here. And you know for a fact you've had a first day like this. They do this number right here. Okay, so if there's no questions, I think it's time we go around the room and introduce ourselves. The air falls silent and heavy. Everybody sighs under their breath. You feel your organs melt. You don't want to do this. This is going to take the next 20 minutes of you introducing yourself. All eyes on you from a group of people who you're probably never going to see after that class. It's like the worst thing about starting new classes. And it always starts the same. It always just goes around the room, and like the first person to do it's always nervous. They're like, hey, I'm Chase. I'm a junior, majoring in business, and I like to go fishing. Hey, I'm Heather. I'm a sophomore, majoring in nursing, and I have 3 dogs. It's like the same thing every time. Why? Why do we got to do that? First of all, I can already tell you right now, looking around the room, there's going to be at least 3 more hunters and like 4 more girls named Morgan. Okay? Like, that's it. Like, I get it. I get the idea. Let me just move on to my next class. Then you always get to that one person who just has no filter. There's no such thing as TMI to them. And they always got to spice things up and be like the most interesting person in the room. Tell everyone about their life. They're like, hey, I'm Ashley. I'm majoring in teaching with a minor in psychology. And I actually just got in my 6th car accident on the way here. It's just like needless stuff. Because that person's, first of all, if that person makes it past the first week of classes, they're just going to continue sharing details about their life that really nobody asked to hear. So they tell you that, and the teacher's always like, "Oh no. Well, I'm glad you're okay. That's pretty wild." It's like, first of all, the teacher doesn't even know you. After this class is over, the teacher's not going to talk to you. Like, are you trying to make friends? Don't make friends with the teacher. You could try to make friends with your classmates, but most of them are just in it to get it over with. I know that's probably such just a negative way to look at it, but I mean, come on. You know it's accurate. You know it is. Even if you went into this podcast wanting to say that I'm just a hater or I'm just pessimistic, you know that's what it is. I mean, if you're that person that wants to share the TMI with the teacher and the whole class of new people, be my guest. You can do whatever you want, but just know that someone's gonna make a super obnoxious podcast about you. It's gonna happen. That's probably not. Anyways, you start progressing in the semester. You start doing your day in, day out, recognizing the patterns, realizing how little or how much the teacher relies on the schedule that he or she posted on Blackboard. And a lot of your homework assignments are kind of just written by the textbook author, so the professor really doesn't have to do anything, except for those discussion board posts. Okay, let's talk about those discussion board posts. I know if you've had more than 2 semesters in college, you've had this right here. Okay, your assignment is to reply to this discussion post with at least 600 words and citing 3 sources, and then also respond to at least 2 classmates. Hey, why do we got to respond to the classmates? Answer me that, Teachers Guild of America, or whoever runs the education system here. Why do we got to respond to classmates? First of all, you write your post, and then you're just like, okay, well, let me go find 2 other posts that I can write this comment on. And you start just typing away. You didn't even read that student's post. This is what you do. Hey, Jonathan, I really enjoyed reading your post about da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. I especially like the way you da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. I agree that it is particularly interesting that da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Anyways, good post. Thank you for sharing. Submit. You do that again on another post, and that's it. You met your requirement. You don't go back and you read the responses on your post. They don't go back and read the responses that you wrote. The teacher just looks to see if you wrote it. I cannot, if I was paid to do this, I could not think of a bigger waste of time. Nobody's looking at the responses. You don't need to do that. We're all doing the assignment because the teacher told us to. That's it. That's all it is. As you can probably tell, I've been hurt. I've been traumatized by classes in the past. I can't tell you how many people I've responded to and yet remember nothing about what they wrote ever. I couldn't tell you one post I ever read in my entire educational career that I said, that's truly interesting, Jonathan. I'm going to remember that. It's like you meet your requirements and you move on. That is college. FYI, if you're thinking of going to college or you're in college or you're just starting college or you want to go back, remember this right here. You do your shit and you move on. That's it. Do it and move on. When you get to class, don't be starting a ruckus. I love that word. Ruckus. Don't be starting a ruckus in the back of the room. Don't be causing a scene and trying to argue with the teacher in your intro to philosophy class. Don't be talking about Nazis. Just don't. Like, don't bother. Like, come on. Just get there and just sit and get the 50 minutes or 100 or hour and 50 minutes over with. Wow, what the hell did I just say? Or get the hour and 50 minutes over with, and you can go to your next class and then go home. And while you're sitting there in class, I want you guys to do this right here. I want you guys for the next week just to sit in your class and just look around. One thing I've noticed in like the most recent 2 years, no one told me this, but apparently it matters what word you have printed on your water bottle. And what I mean by that is there's this brand of water bottle called Nalgene. I know it seems like I'm going off the rails here, but hear me out. There is a brand of water bottle called Nalgene. It's this big, bulky water bottle. It's got the measurements on the side, and it's got a cap, and it's a water bottle. I don't even have to show you a picture of this. You know what a fucking water bottle looks like. Anyways, I guess it's like this high-end brand of water bottle. It's like $60. I saw one in a Target the other day. It's like $60. It's a water bottle. Why are you doing that? Have you never had a water bottle that was like $1 before? Just it contains water until you drink it. But no, it turns out you don't actually need that brand of water bottle to drink your water. You just need that brand of water bottle to kind of show the class that you have that brand of water bottle. Nobody puts their Nalgene water bottle in their backpack. They always put it on their desk with the label facing the most amount of people, and they just let it sit there. Hey, if you were concerned about drinking water, it wouldn't matter what your water was in. If you were concerned what people thought of you, you'd make sure everyone sees the word Nalgene on your water bottle. I cannot think of a more desperate attempt at grabbing attention than caring what people see when they look at your water containment devices. Some of you guys are listening. You're like, oh, I don't care. I'll bring my gallon of water, my water bottle. I'll put it in my bag. I don't care. I don't care about this. This guy doesn't know what he's talking about. And then you go home and you take an Instagram picture of your cooler because it says the word Yeti on it. Hey, FYI, nobody cares what kind of water bottle you have. Nobody cares what kind of cooler you have. You're just falling for it, and you're spending a lot of money on something you don't need to spend a lot of money on. I don't think ever in my life I've showed off what kind of cooler I had. I think I've probably used a cooler in about 10 times in my life. It's a cooler. You put ice in it, you put drinks in it, and then you go and you do other activities. But I guess if you buy a cooler with the word Yeti on it, you have to show everyone. I'm kind of over the whole brand thing. I thought we were done with that, you know? I remember very explicitly in like elementary school, that was a big thing. Like if you had this brand, not that brand, like you were either all that or you were trash. It's college. Elementary school is like 10, 12 years behind you. Or however many years. I'm not even thinking about it right now. Yo, it doesn't matter at all. Literally, you're like the only one that cares what kind of brand you're expressing. Dog, if I'm promoting a brand, I'm getting paid for it. Like that's it. I'm not gonna promote a brand because it makes me look cool. Get over it. You're in college. Grow up. I can kind of just feel myself making enemies with this, but yeah, I don't know, man. You knew what it was when you saw the title. This is Real Talk. I am the Real Clemente. I'm just say it like it is, and I'm not talking like an edgy girl on Facebook saying I don't sugarcoat things. I'm gonna tell you like it is, whether you like it or not, sweetie. Yeah, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm not here to be deliberately edgy or contrarian or whatever you want to say. I'm just saying what I see. That's what it is. If you don't want me to say it, stop making me see it, you know? I mean, on the other hand, I mean, college it can be a fulfilling thing. I'm just saying that it's not for me. And I'm guessing that some of you are feeling the same way too. But I see a lot of you, enjoying college on Instagram or on Snapchat. Like, you guys are having a good time. You're involved in your sorority or your fraternity, and you're making a lot of friends, making a lot of memories, having some good opportunities, some internships. Good for you, man. I'm proud of you. Maybe a little jealous of you. Maybe. I don't know. Bottom line is, don't let me rain on your parade just because I'm not having fun. But yeah, college is what you make it. I guess if I went into it wanting to make like the spectacular, social, all-inclusive experience extravaganza, I would have. But no, well, like I said earlier, I went into it just kind of wanting to get it over with. And now you see or you hear what that's like. So, take from that what you will. I'm in my senior year right now. I'm taking my senior seminar class. And by the way, if you haven't had your senior seminar class, man, that class is going to kick your ass. It is tough. It is not fun. It doesn't matter what major you have. You probably have something related to it. But yeah, it's probably the hardest class you're ever going to take. Or at least it should be. But so prepare for that. That's probably where a lot of my rage is stemming from. But, yeah. Oh, well. Like I said, I'm in my last year, and you can tell how I feel about this. But if I was going to quit, I would have done it already. So my advice is to you. If you feel like you can't finish it or you can't go through with it, you just finish it. What did I say earlier? You do your shit and you move on. You get it over with. You put up with it. Don't drop out. You'll regret it. I know you will. I hate it, but I'd regret it if I dropped out. So make the most of it. Finish it. Just go through with it, and then look back on it. Say, you know what, it wasn't that bad. Or look back on it and say, well, I'm glad that's over with. But yeah, college sucks. That's probably just the title of this episode. Is college sucks. Bad. Very badly. With an asterisk. Disclaimer. For some people. I'm going to take a step back. Wrap it up now. I promise you all of my podcast episodes aren't just going to be me ranting about my problems. Because my problems are pretty insignificant in the big scope of things. But, no, I just wanted to get that off my chest early. Otherwise, it would just build up. I had to say it like it is, College sucks. But now that I got that out of the way, we can get on to more fun stuff. Like I said, please follow the show. I'm going to be doing a lot more stuff. I'm going to have people on the show, which is something I'm really excited for. I got a few people that want to be a part of it. If you want to be a part of it, I'd love to have you. Like I said, if you know me, I mean, if you're listening to this, you know me. So you know how to get in contact with me. If you feel like you can provide some super duper extra real talk, you bring it on down, I'd love to have you. Anyways, like I said, show some support. NRJ Productions on Instagram and Not a Real Job Productions on YouTube. Help us out. Help us help you. Help me help you. Be helpful. And just stay tuned. We got more episodes lined up. I got some real fun episodes coming up. Check it out. They won't be so ranty. Anyways, guys, stay tuned for the next episode. And until then, it's been real. Yeah.